Welcome back guys. Today in this tutorial I will show you guys how to animate this kind of cool animation in Adobe After Effects. You can use this kind of animation for your UI projects, or you can use this for your gaming projects, or even title animations, logo revealing. The possibilities are endless, and it's look really complicated, but it's actually really easy to create this kind of animation if once you understand the fundamentals of it. Alright guys, before we start with the tutorial, let's see our sponsorship message first, then we start our tutorial. Today's video is brought to you by Invato Video Hive. In invatovideohive.net, you can find thousands and thousands of templates which you can use for your Premiere or After Effects project. All of these templates are done by very professional designers and developers. You can find templates for almost anything. For an example, for video editing, title animation, corporate presentation, corporate videos, for any kind of event, you can download templates from here. This will really save you a lot of time. Not only that, your project will look very professional with very high quality standard. The standard are maintained by Invatos. All of these templates are done with very high quality. For an example, check this one out. Audio Jungle. So check this out guys. I have put a link under the description below. You can find thousands and thousands of templates which will fit for your animations or any of your project works. Alright guys, let's start with our project. The first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to create our main composition, which is the final composition where we are going to place all our animation layers inside. So let's create that composition. I'm going to call this one as Sci-Fi animation, and let's make this one as a 4K and the frame rate 60 and duration 10 seconds should be all right. Okay, so we have created our main composition. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the individual animation composition where our animation is going to be. Okay, let's go to project and right click, new composition, and this time the width I'm going to give like 1000 and the height also 1000, and frame rate 60 is fine, 10 seconds is good enough, and let's say all right. Okay, so now we have created the animation composition. Let's double click this, let's change the name of this composition to animation 1. Okay, so our composition for animation is ready. If you guys see the final animation, it's look really complex, but it's really simple guys. There are only a couple of objects there. We are just repeating the same animation to look like it's a complex animation. With the z-axis, it's look like a 3D object, but actually it's just circles rotating around with the with the stroke. Alright, so first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the base circle animation, which we are going to repeat with different stroke width. To do that, it's really easy. Just select your new composition and go to ellipse tool in here, and we don't need a fill, and let's select the fill. It's already there's no fill color, and stroke width 5 is fine. Alright, so with the settings, we double click on the ellipse in here, which will create a shape layer with ellipse inside the composition. Because this has created exactly the composition size, the stroke there is outside part of the stroke is overlapping with our edges. So let's open the ellipse in here and go to ellipse path, and let's bring the size a bit smaller. Don't worry too much on the size at the moment. Later we can change all these settings. All right. Okay, so let's start with our first animation, which is going to be this path will start from here and animate all the way to here in 360 degrees. To do that, we need to add a content in here. Let's go in and we are going to add trim paths, which we can animate later. All right, so once you add the trim path, you will see that option in here. Let's open up this one, and the end is 100%. Now let's bring it to 0% when we are in 0, and let's create a keyframe, and let's move this to maybe 3 seconds, and let's bring this one to 100%. All right, now if you guys animate and see, we have this nice animation. All right, okay. So if you watch my previous tutorial, we don't leave animations like this. We always change these to easy ease option. So just select both of these keyframes, press F9, which will create the easy ease. Now let's go to our graph editor and let's make this one which start very fast and which will be slowing down when it closer to the object or closer to finish. So to do that, we have to bring this one straight line and this one a slant line like that. So we can select this edge and let's bring this one like this, and we can select again and let's make it like this. And here we can make even more straighter like this. Now if you guys animate, it will look like this. Start fast then finish very slowly. Maybe we can make this one even more straight line, so it will make really fast at the start, then it will slowly slow down. Let's animate and see. All right, perfect. This is what we want exactly. So let's go back to the time in here. Now our first circle is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make copies of this circle, and then we are going to change the size of the strokes to look like they are in different they are totally different circles. Also we will change the rotation, then it will start from different places. So let's start doing that, then you will understand. All right, just select this and Control D, which will create a new copy. All right, so let's open up. I press the U, or you can just open up again. It will open up all the details in here. Now if you guys animate and see, it's all overlapping on top of each other. So what I will do is I will bring the second one a little bit smaller than the first one. Go to ellipse path in here, and let's bring this one like this. And also I will go to the stroke and make the stroke with maybe like this, maybe like 20. Now if you guys animate and see, we have both of these strokes animating like this. This is not the real time. The real time will be like this. All right, okay. So guys, so our basic animation for the main circles are going to be like this. Now what I'm going to do is, first thing, I'm going to make copies of these circles and make them a little bit more random, not like everything start from the same place. So first thing what I will do is, let's start copying this circle. Also with copying the circle, we can define our overall look and feel of this futuristic animation. Okay, so let's select this and Control D and press U 2 times, which will open up all the path and bring up the size a bit smaller. This time let's make it like this, maybe like this, and let's bring the stroke width maybe like this. Yeah, okay, select this one again, Control D, one more copy, and double click U, which bring up all the controls, and let's bring the size a little bit more bigger, maybe like this. Yeah, maybe like this. All right, and again I'm going to do the same thing Control D, double click U, and bring up this one to maybe until here, and maybe we bring down the let's keep the stroke like this, but let's make another copy. Control D, double click U, and let's bring the size bit more smaller like this, and let's bring the stroke width to maybe like this. Alright, so let's add some more variation to these circles. Let's go back to this one, and this time what I want to do is I want to go to I want to add strokes, dotted lines. To do that, we open this stroke and you guys will see dashes in here, so let's add dash, and the dash, let's leave 10, should be alright guys. So I think these circles look okay. Maybe we bring some more stroke variations. Maybe this one maybe a bit more thicker, maybe like this. Alright guys, so I think this animation, if you animate now and see we have all this animation, all we need to do is we need to make them random. Okay, so I will start from the first animation here. To make this one random, I will go to ellipse path, time path, and make the offset. Maybe we bring somewhere around here, so they can see where to start, somewhere from here. And same for this one also. We go to the offset and bring this one maybe from here, maybe from here. Yeah, and I'm just purely doing it randomly. There is no plan, so I just want to make them a random animation. Alright, so I do the same for other layers as well. Go to the trim paths and the offset. Let's bring this one like this, and this one also. Trim paths, offset, maybe like this, and this one offset, maybe like this. This one also offset. Alright, okay, so now select everything. Let's select everything and press U, and U one more time, which will close all the properties. Now if you guys animate and see, we have this totally random animation. Okay, so let's animate and see. We have this cool animation. Alright guys, so this is the first set of animation which are complete circles. And the second thing what I want to do is I want to create like half circles, maybe from here to here, here to here, here to here, just to make this look like even more random and futuristic design. Alright, let's start doing that one. So before we start, I want to color code them so that we can easily identify which are the circles belong to which one. So I will select these first, and I will select maybe red color. So red colors will be the full circles, and let's copy one of these circle, maybe this one. Let's Control D, and let's give a different color to this one, maybe blue, and this one is going to be our half circle. So for now I will hide this first, and this animation is not going to be like this. What I'm going to do is when it reaches 3, maybe let's keep it 2 seconds. So when it reaches 2 seconds, it's going to fill up. Let's open up this layer, double click U, and instead of 90%, let's bring this one here. This one is going to be 25%, maybe 20%, and let's bring the stroke width thicker, Now we see all of them, and if you guys see now, we have something like this. Maybe we bring this one to even lesser amount, maybe 15%. Yeah. All right. So let's make some more copy of this one. Maybe we can bring this one a bit smaller, or maybe bigger. We can bring it outside of the circle. So let's do that first. Let's bring the size to here. Okay. Yeah, somewhere around here. And let's make copies first. Maybe we go to the 0 position, and now we can have light. Okay, let's make copies. Control D. Just I make like 4 copies, and I'm going to open all of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put into trim path and give a random value for this rotation, which is the offset. And I'll just bring one here. The other one I will bring it. Oops, sorry. Other one I will bring it maybe here. And the last one I will bring it to here. Just a random placement. So we have this cool random look to this one. So if you guys animate now, it's going to look something like this, rich looking, really cool. Okay. So next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same with some more copies of these smaller versions. So let's select all of these first and press U, and let's go into one of these and Control D and double click U, and which will open up this one. And let's just bring the size to maybe something like this. And let's do something different this time. Let's go and add a repeater. You will see there is one more option in here. Open up the repeater, and now the repeater is applied to the precision, which we don't need. Let's make it 0. And what I want to do is I want to make the repeater to the rotation. So we can have 3 copies or maybe 4 copies. And before that, what I want to do is I want to make sure this end part is maybe 10%. Let's make the width maybe 5%. Yeah, 5% should be all right. Okay, so now this is 5%, and we are going to repeat 6 copies. And repeat also I want to animate, so I will start when it's 0. The repeat rotation is 0. Then when it reaches the maybe here, maybe the full animation 3 seconds, we will make the rotation to maybe like this. Yeah, 60 degrees. All right, so let's make them both easy ease also 9 and F9, and open the graph editor. Make the same with others. Start fast and slow. Start fast and slow. All right, so if you guys animate now, you will get this cool animation like this. Alright guys, I think half of our animation is almost done. Let's play with some more settings and let's see what else we can do. Okay, so let's close this one first. Okay, so one last thing I want to add for this animation is a different object rectangle. Let's select this composition and double click on the rectangle, which will create a rectangle to the composition. And let's go into rectangle settings and rectangle path. Let's bring the size very small like this, and let's bring the precision to here. And let's take out the constant setting for both the width and height. So I'm taking out, and now I'm going to bring the width small, something like this, and maybe we will bring this one stick to this circle. So we bring up a bit like this. All right, so now what we need to do is, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to repeat this and make this object as a copy same like this one, but it will start from here and all the way to here. To do that, same as earlier, I go and add a repeater, and we go into repeater, the transform repeater settings in here, and instead of precision we make the precision 0. We are going to rotate it. To, okay, first, how many copies? Maybe let's make like 60 copies. And so 60 copies, the rotation will be 60 divided by, we go to the rotation in here, 360 divided by 60. It's 6. Alright, so if you guys see now, we have this rectangle like this. So all we need to do is animate. Okay, we go to the copies, and when we are in 0 precision, we have 0 copies. And when we reach 3 seconds, when the animation is complete, here we will have 60 copies. And same as earlier, select both of them, F9, and let's go to graph editor and make it like this. We will make this one straight, maybe like this, and then we have nice animation like this. Okay guys, I think our animation is looking good. One thing I want to do is, I want to make sure the rectangle offset is starting with this circle animation also. So we go to the offset, and let's go to a normal editor, and we change the offset to here, maybe 25. Yeah, so now we will have this animation which will follow this line nicely. Alright guys, so I think our animation is almost done. What I need to do now is, maybe we bring this rectangle height a bit more smaller. So let's go to the rectangle and bring down the size to maybe somewhere like this, and let's bring the precision somewhere like this. All right, yeah, this one looks better. All right guys, I think this is good enough, and what I will do now is, I will make one final copy. Just Control T, and let's open up the settings again, and this time I'm going to bring the new rectangles to the outside. So let's go into the path and make the size bigger, sorry, position bigger. So let's bring it out almost here. Okay, so it's not overlapping, all looking good. So if we animate now, you will have this cool animation. Alright guys, I think this animation is good enough. So what I'm going to do is, maybe I make this offset different from the others. So let's go into the Peter, and the offset I will bring maybe from here, start from here. Okay, so let's animate now. Alright, I think, okay, let's wait for the to render first. All right, guys, I think this is good enough. Maybe we can bring this one a little bit more faster. So I'll bring this one to here. So when it the outline circle will finish first, then all the animation will finish later. Okay, guys, so our base animation is done. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to color, put some fill colors, and then we are going to separate these into three different layers, three different pre-compositions. Then we are going to use those three different composition in our final composition to have a 3D depth. All right, the first thing what I want to do is I want to select all of these, the red, the full circles, and right click and select create a pre-composition, and the composition name will be animation full circle. Okay, and now I'm going to select all of these except the last dotted layer, the boundary layer, and make this as a pre-composition. And this one I'm going to name this one as half circles. Okay, this one we can create a new composition or pre-composition. Let's make it boundary. Okay, so in this layer we have three different compositions. Now next step what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some colors to this object. Alright, but keep in mind guys, in the final output we are going to apply a glow effect to this, so you don't need to worry too much on the glow effect now, but we will have some nice sci-fi looking colors first. So let's go into the full circles and let's apply some fill colors to each of them. And so this one will be the outer layer, and I'm going to apply fill, and the fill, the red color, this color I want to apply, I just copy cut, and I want to apply to this one in here. We fill color this one, and so we can go back here and see the final artwork, how it will look. And for this one I'm going to apply a turquoise blue. So this one, let's have a fill color, maybe something like this almost like a sci-fi looking blue. This is looking better. Okay, so I will copy this and paste it to here. This one is this one, and this one also, and this one maybe we apply a lighter tone, maybe just to have some randomness, more lighter. Yeah, something like this is fine. And I'm going to apply this same color to this one also, this one, and this white we can apply that red color which we just copied for this one boundary. So I will copy, Ctrl C, go back in here, and I will apply it to this one. Okay, so let's go back to animation 1 and see how it will look. Looking good. And I also want to add this turquoise blue color, this one, to these dotted circles as well. So I go back here, these dotted circles, which is this one. So I'll apply the fill color here, and maybe one more layer, this one also I apply the same color. And for others I will have some lighter blue tones, very light tones, almost like white color. And others I will leave it like this. So let's go back to the animation. We will have this nice variation of colors. You can have a little bit more bluish. Maybe we apply some blue to this color also. This circle in here, which is this one, and apply the blue color. Now if you guys go back and see, we have this nice something like head up display or something like that. But don't worry guys, this is not the final design. We are going to apply the glow effect, then all the color will merge in together and the final results will look even more cooler. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, this one looks good. Now let's go to the main animation here. Alright, so let's bring all of our animation to this layer. First is our boundary, which is this one. Let's second one will be our animation full circle, and the last one will be our half circles. Alright, select all of them and make a scale, maybe around here. Later we can change this. Make all of them as 3D layers. And now what we need to do is we need to create a camera. Okay, before I create a camera, I will do something else also. I will make this boundary a little bit more bigger, scale it a bit more bigger like this, and maybe this one also a bit more. No, that one we will leave it as it is. Alright, so let's create our camera. Right click here, new camera, and 35mm is fine. Say okay. To adjust the camera, we need to have a null object. So let's create a null object, create new null object, and you can name this as you can rename this as camera control, and make the null object as camera's parent object. Make this null object also 3D. Now we go into rotation, and let's have a nice angle for our camera. Make sure all of your layers are 3D layers, and let's have a nice angle, something like this, and maybe something like this. So let's define animation timeline, maybe 6 seconds. So let's bring this to 6 seconds, and our camera will rotate from this angle to, when it reaches 6 seconds, it will go to maybe like this. So we will have this animation like this. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to start all the animation at once. So the first thing what will happen is, let's bring this here. First this circle will come in. When it almost reaches to the end, 1 second, we will start the second one, which is this one, and 1 minute later we bring the other one, last one. All right, I'm going to copy some of these pre-compositions and make them in the 3D, make another depth level from here. Okay, first thing what I want to do is I want to go to the boundary layer, and let's go into precision, and let's change the positions from here. When it reaches here, let's bring up a bit, slightly higher, something like this. and let's make it as a easy ease F9, and we go to the graph. We do the same with the others. Start faster and finish slower. All right, and I want to do the same for this one also. Go in here, maybe to this one. Yeah, I want to do it for this one, the half circle one. And let's have a position. I have a keyframe in here, and when it reaches, when it complete the animation, which is in here, which is here actually, let's bring it up a bit, maybe down a bit like this. Okay, and this one also, let's make it F9 and go into graph and make it faster at first and slower later. All right, okay, so we have this animation now, and what I want to do is, now I want to have some copies of this layer, and I Control C, Control V, and go to position. We don't need this, we delete this, and let's make it maybe from here, let's make it smaller, scale down like this, maybe like this, and bring the position here, and when it's, but maybe we bring 33 frames later, 3 seconds, and let's give a position, and when it's finishing here, let's bring it up a bit like this. Okay, so let's do the same. We have a copy from here, the full circles, Control C, Control V, and bring it here and scale it down maybe until here, and let's bring it up. Oops, sorry, up. Go to position, bring it up. Maybe we start from here. So this animation will start here. The position is okay. Then we will bring it up when it finishes like this. Make sure these two also easy ease, F9, and go to the graph editor. We do the same. Right, oops, sorry, you have to be straight like this, and same for this one also. F9, graph editor, have a copy like this. All right, so if we see our animation, let's see our animation, how it will look. Yeah, so looking cool. So this is looking cool, and what I want to do is maybe I copy one more of this layer also, Control D, and let's bring it here, and let's go to the position, and this time we will bring this one bit more higher like this. Okay, and now we have nice complex looking animation like this. Maybe initial animation also, let's bring up a bit like this. Okay, cool. All right, so maybe what we can do is we will change the camera angle a bit, because this angle doesn't suit nicely. So we start with this angle and slowly maybe, and when it reaches to the end, I want the angle to be something like this. Oops, sorry, something like minus 75. Yes, 75. And so if you guys animate now, we'll have this nice animation like this. And also maybe we can play with the other settings also. This one maybe, let's bring the position a bit more behind. Let's have some 3D depth to it. Also the others, maybe this one depth, I'll bring it a bit here, and this one position. This one also we can change the position starting. It's all right. So let's have a keyframe in here. So when it reaches to the 6th frame, let's give a depth. So let's bring it back a bit. Same with the other one also. Let's bring it behind like this. Okay, and this one we will bring it to the 6th frame and adjust a bit like this. And the half frame, this one also, let's bring it to the 6th frame, 6 second, and let's bring it a bit behind like this. All right, so when it's here, all right, so let's animate and see. Okay guys, looking cool. And alright guys, so looking cool. Maybe we can bring the camera position a bit below so that we can see the entire thing in the screen. Okay, so let's animate now. Okay, it's looking cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close all of these layers. Let's make them all close. And now I want to repeat this section in the reverse manner so we can finish up the animation. Before that, what I will do is I will create the background. To create a background, let's create a new solid first. Solid color doesn't matter actually, we can keep it black. Okay, so this one we bring it down and rename it as PG. Alright, so for this one, let's apply a gradient ramp, which is this one. Alright, so we'll choose some nice colors, maybe a blue color and a dark blue color below, something like that. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to have those animating square boxes. To do that, let's go to FX and presets and search for fractal noise, which is this one, and let's apply to this layer. And for the fractal type, change to dynamic and select block and bring the complexity to 1, and let's bring the contrast to maybe 300. Also, one thing, we change the fractal type to dynamic, from dynamic to max. And now let's go to the evolution. Let's have animation first. When we were here, let's open up the effects and fractal noise and the evolution. When it's 0, let's make this on 1, and when it's in the last frame, let's make it like 10. Okay, so if you animate and see, we have this nice animation behind. Maybe the 10 is too much. Let's bring it to maybe like 5. All right. Okay, this is looking better. We can adjust later on also. And let's make this one, the blending mode to fractal noise blending mode to overlay. And let's bring the opacity to maybe 25. Alright, so now let's make this one also a 3D layer, and let's open up the precision and bring it down so everything is visible. Also, let's cover the entire space. Let's make the scale bigger so that everything is covered. You can bring it down, and now it should be okay. Maybe from when it reaches here, let's make it like this. Let's bring until all the parts are covered, and let's make it even more bigger. Let's stick to this one. Alright, so I think now I'll go back to the position. And let's scale it a bit more bigger. Alright guys, so I think now all the parts are covered. So if you guys animate now, guys will see this nice background and the animation. Let's wait for it to render. Okay, so the first portion of our animation is done, and all we need to do now is make the second portion, which is really simple. As you may already guess, it's just the reverse of this current animation. Alright, so before I go do that, I want to change some things here. So if you guys see, this animation is animating, then after that they just stay there. There's nothing on the screen. But I want these things to keep rotating. To do that, it's really easy. Just go into all 3 of these layers, pre-composition. We can go into animation 1, and we can do it here very easily. So double click on this one, the first full circle. Let's select everything, go to rotation and select rotation, and when it reached the last rotation, let's have like 90 degrees. Okay, so select all of these keyframes and make them easy ease. First click F9, select the keyframes first and press F9. Now go to the, make them similar to the previous one. Start slowly, then finish faster. Oops, this one should come below. Something like this, and let's make these as straight lines. Alright, so let's go back and select these So we animate and see there is a small dot. Okay, we have to bring this one here. So if we animate now and see, we have this nice animation which keep rotating. Alright guys, so this is what we want exactly. So when it reaches to the end, you barely see the rotation. Maybe we go back and change the graph a bit because it's look like it's not even moving. So maybe we bring something like this. So we will have slightly more animation to the end. Okay guys, this is looking good. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to do the same thing for the other animations, other places also. Let's go back to the animation. Now I'm going to do the same for these half circles. Let's open up half circles, select everything, press R for rotation, go in here, press a keyframe, and let's bring this one to the end, bring it to 10, and this time I'm going to give minus 90 degrees. All right, and again select all keyframes, F9, go to the graph editor, and this time also same but not too much. We just want to make it like this is good enough. All right, okay, if you guys want, you can play and see. This is the starting of the animation. So after animation done, you will see it start moving fast, then it will slow down until it stop very slowly in the end. Okay, so let's go back to the animation layer, which we have all three pre-compositions, and the last one will be the boundary layer. We go select this one and rotation and 0 first, go to the last frame, and for this one let's give 180, so we will have like twice the fast of the original. Select both, F9, and go to the graph again, and let's do the same like this. Okay, so let's go to the actual animation, and if you guys animate now, let's press the spacebar for it to render. So the actual animation will be doing in here. After the animation is done, you guys will see all these things keep rotating, so we have some motion in the screen. Okay guys, so our animation 90% is already completed. I want to do the final touch up with the colors and the opacity and stuff. So let's apply some glow to this effect and make them really looking really futuristic. Okay, so let's apply adjustment layer, new adjustment layer, and bring the layer under the camera. So when we apply any effects to this layer, it will affect all the layers below. So let's go and search for glow effect, which is this one, and let's apply to the adjustment layer. And the glow threshold, let's bring it to like 80, and the glow radius, let's bring it like 600, really high value, so you will have nice fusion effect like this. And the intensity, let's bring it like 1.8. Yeah, so now if you guys animate and see, we have this nice glow effect affecting all these layers nicely. Alright guys, so I think this part of this animation is all good. Now what we need to do is we need to repeat this animation and reverse it back. To do, it's really easy. Just select all the layers including the camera console and right click and make as a pre-comp, and rename this layer as full animation. All right, you can name any way you want. I'm just giving it as a full animation. All right, so now we have all the layers put in into one composition, and we have the composition in here. So let's go to composition settings and go to composition settings and make this as 20 seconds. Okay, so now we'll bring down this one. Let's copy this one, Control D, and select this and go to time and make the time as a time reverse layer. So now the time will be reversed for this layer, and let's bring it here. And if you guys animate now and see, we will have this animation in reverse. But let's make this one 3/4 because with the glow effect it's not rendering properly. So let now render and see how our animation will look. Okay guys, so the rendering is done. So let's play and see. Yeah, so it's nicely animating. Then you will have this glow effect and all looking good. This is in the 3/4 quality. When we make it to 100% quality, this is going to look even more nicer. And this is how you guys make this kind of animations in Adobe After Effects. Hope you guys learned something new from this tutorial, and thank you for watching, and see you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you.